Thanks for staying with us. The discussion definitely continues, and Mazi is still here with us. Political leaders in the southwest of the nation and many presidential aspirants from the region are on the platform of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, resolved at a meeting in Lagos on Friday that the region must produce the next president of the country. The meeting ended with one-point resolution, that is, to make sure that the region is united on purpose and that the next president of the nation must come from the region. Now, joining us to discuss this resolution is still Mazi, as I said earlier, who is still with us. Mazi, thanks for staying with us.
My pleasure once again. Thank you very much.
Regional politics. I want us to look at it from the issue of regional politics. It hasn't fared us well in time past. If we go down to the First Republic and even before, now this is what we're still witnessing even in 2022. How far do you think this will take us as a nation?
Thank you very much. It will only lead in destroying this nation. I was in last Friday. I was in Jordan FM. The same question was, and I said, the problem we have in this country is nepotism, tribalism, and religion. And these three things combined together. The question you asked me, it has not fared well. The Yoruba nation is clamoring to produce the next president. Fine and good, they have the right. No, I'm a moral person. Morally, are they okay? That decision, is it okay? The North are very smart and wiser than any of us put together. The totality of South. They are more clever. And you now look at them as common. They are not common. They are intelligently, brilliantly okay when it comes to politics.
Yeah.
Now, I was also in the studio 2019, paired together with other people, and we happened to bring in the now vice president was there. Not that somebody told me. We were discussing generally, and he said the Yorubas should vote for PMB so that in 2023 they will support them to have a Yoruba president. Also, the Minister for Works said the same thing, that the Yoruba should support PMB as a nod. And when it was in 2023 that they will support, then was this Garabash? No, it was Sani Galadima, somebody Galadima.
Yes, Sani.
He came on board and he said, look, we should be very careful that it should be that was about last year. He said it should be the turn of Yorubas. That there were about 3-4 persons that signed this agreement where we're saying 2 from the north and 2 from the west. That it is vote support me in the north. In 2023, you support me. And that is what is playing out. We're talking about equity. We're talking about justice. We're talking about fairness. And you ask me whether what is happening in Yoruba land is good. Well, let us be honest to ourselves. I'm not speaking as an Igbo man. I'm not speaking as a PDP man. Of course, I don't belong. I make bold to say this is national television. Many people are watching me. I don't belong to any political party. I did not vote for any of them. But I voted. If we must do the right thing, must the Yorubas, the western region, now be bold to say we want to present the president come 2023? What about other regions? What about the southeast? I'm not talking about because I am a southeastern. I'm talking about being fair. Nigeria does not belong to the north or to the west alone. Nigeria belongs to the north, west, and south. South in the sense south, southeast. But look at what the northerners have. They are very smart too. I make bold to say, if care is not taken, the Northerners are going to produce the next president because they are watching. Early this year, the APC said we have shifted the presidency to the south. They didn't mention the region, and they know that we don't agree together. They just show it open and go to their closet and say, let us watch them, because they cannot agree.
That's Marty. I was coming to that now. The Igbo people, you just mentioned the fact that they threw it open, knowing fully well what would happen. Now, knowing fully well what will happen, and the Igbo people, are they really ready to produce the next?
Why are you asking? Are they not?
No,
they are ready. They are ready.
Okay, now,
haven't you seen the presentation?
We have Peter Obi come up. We have Dave Umahi come up. We have people come up.
What about in the West here? What about the West here?
Knowing fully well.
No. What about we have Jagaban? We have the vice president. We have Fayemi. We have Fayoshe. We have name them. So when you talk about, look, it is when we get to the bridge we cross it. They've not done their primaries. They've not. It is when they do their primaries that you'll be able to know this. I want to assure you, the Southeast are working for a consensus person. The same thing here, and they're not watching you people. I want to tell you, any of the party that zones the presidency to the south, you see what I mean, to the west, right? Southwest, you see what will happen. Because these northerners know that the Yorubas, with due respect, I'm a Nigerian anyway, they know that the Yorubas and Igbos don't agree to some certain extent. What they will now do is they will not pick a candidate from the north, and they not love themselves like this. I'm able to show you this is a national television. They not love themselves like this. Let me tell you, if the northerners say this article is the one we are going to present, maybe from the APC, PDP, whether those in APC, whether they will vote him because they want to retain the power. That's why they last two now watching the game plan.
And that was the reason why I asked it, because now you just mentioned that the North, in terms of politics, they are very clever. They are wise, intelligent people. Now, knowing fully well, of course, the Igbo people are also intelligent people in terms of business.
Even the
now,
Yorubas.
even the Yorubas. Now, knowing fully well that this is what the Northerners have to plant, according to your statement, wouldn't it have been a wise thing to say, okay, this is what we want to push further, and not having people from different
selfish interest.
That's what I'm talking about. So,
remember, was it early this year or late last year? The whole governors from the south had a meeting and made a resolution that we must insist that the next president should come from the south. Even the north attacked that resolution. But now you see, now they've all divided. Everybody's now on her own way. The southwest said we must. The southeast, in fairness, who should produce the next president? It should be southeast. In fairness, in justice, and that is why even some people have said now, instead of in a situation where the southeast does not present the presidential candidate, let them throw it open, and when that happens, the north will take it because they have the majority, they are united, and they can do anything. So my take on that is that it's a time for us, we in the south, learn from our mistakes and learn from what is going to happen. We should not be myopic. We should be proactive to know where they are going. By saying, ladies and gentlemen, let us sit down. We're all one. The North have taken this in now. It will not be fair for it to go back to them again. Come, Southeast. Can you give us a credible candidate? I'm particularly saying Southeast because if I stay here to say it should be thrown over to the South, no, I am not a good, justified, moral person. So it should be to the Southeast. Let the Southeast fail. When they fail now, we said it. So if they are not able to produce a credible candidate, then we have ourselves to blame. What I mean is this. APC, zone to the southeast. PDP, zone to the southeast. we have Ngige there. We have Nnamani there. We have Peter Obi there. We have we have even Anyim. We have them there. These are credible people, trusted people that you can. I'm not saying they are other clean,
yeah.
but they should be filtered, and we have people who can even manage their affairs, even in APC from the south. After all, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, though from the southeast, Omar precisely, she's from Delta, right? Now, Ngige has been there. Nnamani is there. And what about the governor of Ebonyi State? He has been doing wonderfully well. Wonderfully well. Though people say it is part of the way the government is compensating for joining this. So what I'm trying to say, the South should unite. Leave selfishness. Leave self-centeredness. Leave personal interest. Leave greed. And speak in one voice. And produce a formidable presidential candidate from the South, both APC and PDP.
Again, Mazi, I would still have to ask that question again. And the reason is this. I mean, over time, regional politics is what we've played. And that's why we find ourselves in this issue of, oh, it's not just.
And when you play, it's the South that suffer it.
Because what we've had over time is, oh, a particular region, this is your turn, then this is your turn. So we've had that regional politics over time. And we've had grievances, we've had certain regions feel like they're being segregated among other things. Now, my question is this. If you insist that Southeast, for example, it's your turn to serve, how about other regions? Should we even rely on the principle of federal character in terms of our presidency rotation? Or we should just have a credible candidate from whatever region emerge as president?
If you ask me about federal character, even those in the north, they known is that it should be, if I to follow federal character, it should be from the southeast. Who among all the regions that have not produced elected president? Regional politics is destructive, and that is, we have credible people. PDP has it in their constitution, zoning. But the same people that made the constitution, the same people that made even the federal constitution, is saying there's nothing like zoning in the federal constitution. And the PDP that started it, it is now, they are now singing a new song. What is wrong with our mentality? What is wrong with our sense of reasoning? What is wrong with our moral being? What I am saying, I still say it. There are people, credible people. Let us serve this term. 8 years. The West served. The North served 8 years. Let it be the turn of Southeast. After that, we can now sit down. Within this period, a new constitution that you and I will sit down to discuss will be produced. Because a lot of flaws in that constitution. A lot of, okay, look at, Mayfield has gone to court to challenge his interest in this thing. And the same people made the electoral laws that said if you are appointed, whatever, before you join, you must resign 30. You think they don't know what they're doing? But you know, all of them, Ngige has not resigned. Malami is not there. And they've all procured the nomination form. And Malami, who is the custodian of our law, he knows it. And they've now hired the same judiciary that will interpret it. The same judiciary, we are in a very big problem. We are not people of straightforwardness. We are not straightforward in our dealings, in our attitude, in our behavior, even in our families, until we get it right by doing the right thing. Until agreement is key. God is a God of covenant. And when he enters into covenant, he cannot break it. It is you and I that breaks the covenant. Now, if our constitution will be silent over this, look at the defection, right? Morally, is it not wrong? So, our problem is that constitution. The constitution should spell it out, not leaving a lacuna, right? Where people cannot capitalize. The constitution is silent on this, constitution is silent on this, and the wrong thing continue to thrive. It is wrong.
Mazi, now, I understand the place of moral justification, morally, which you're trying to, of course, obviously you're an advocate for high morality now. But then let's look at the...
No, our politicians, they don't have, they are
no,
not moral,
let's
they don't
look
have moral.
at the place of the Nigerian factor in itself. We had someone on the show sometime last week that mentioned the fact that Nigeria doesn't need a sectional or a regional president for now, based on the happenings that have been in place. Nigeria needs whoever is qualified and not basically or streamlined to a particular section or a particular region or not, because of the happenings. Now, he said that because of the happenings. Do you share in that idea? Because if you look at sections, we have to get president from this region, this region. What if they are qualified people? Now, people can just come in every time they can have it comes and pick them from, because now they've been zoned to a particular, or it's going to be in a particular place. Do you think we actually need that kind of thing right now in Nigeria?
Margaret, I don't want you to look at me as somebody speaking from the two sides of the mouth, right?
Of course, no, that's what I'm asking.
No.
That.
Yeah, because I have said that it is good for it to be zoned to the
Yes.
southeast, right? At the same time, was it not the same thing we were looking for in 2014, where we needed a messiah that will make sure the corruption is nipped into the bund, that the insecurity is cleared, that the economy should run? Was it not the same thing? What I am saying, actually, when we say we don't need someone from any particular area, we need somebody who is credible, fine and good. Can't we find that credible person in that area where every child crying and pointing at, there must be something there. It is good for us to be realistic. We need somebody who can fix the country. We had the same opinion, had understanding in 2014. That's what we brought the president, who was a retired military general, who had the capacity, who said in 6 months' time, you see, we need somebody that can close his eyes and say no. We don't need somebody, the Bible says, you are neither hot or warm, I will spit it out. You are neither hot or cold. Better spit it. So we need somebody, and that somebody, we must have, we must filter out, we must come out the person from the southeast who have not produced an elected president before now. They are there. Peter B is there. I'm not campaigning for him. Peter B is there. Even the governor of Ebonyi State, even though he has started messing up, is there. In terms of achievement, he's there. He has done a lot. And we give him, we clap him for him. Peter B is there. Pius Anim is there. They're all Pius Anim. My worry is that ordinarily I would have said all those that have participated in politics in one way or the other since 2019, since 1999 should go, but then we should pick some of them. The answer to your question is that such people, we must find them. There's no how you can't be bad always.
All right, Mazi, thank you so much. That's the place to tell you. Thank you. A wrap up the segment. Thank you. We appreciate
Thank you
your
very
time.
much.
It's my pleasure once again.
You look amazing, by the way. I
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's the grace of God upon one's life.
All right. Okay,
Definitely.
something?
Yes, it is. And we'll go on a very short break now. When we return, it's over time to talk some money. Please do stay tuned.